Welcome back. Thank you for clicking on the video. And yeah, stuff just keeps happening. Another baby this morning after you last saw us, because we had Suki. Put her in the barn. She fed up her great big heifer, just tickety-boo, as Suki always does. So they're processed and through. Piper Doug just bought himself a little present. As you all know, Piper Doug is a DeWalt fan, but I had already purchased a Makita cordless drill. We're actually watching Belle. That's the red one up at the water trough there. She's very fresh, but there's no show, so I'm not getting too Twitter-pated. Hi, Nutter. Nutter is also very fresh. But the Makita, it came with 2 single amp hour batteries. One died a while back. Yes, I know there is some cows in here that are open, so that's why they're bulling. There's 3 of them. The second battery finally died today while I'm in the middle of this. So I went and picked up this because our local co-op does not carry Makita or Makita batteries, so we'd have to go to Brandon. And by the time we went and bought a pair of high amp hour batteries, it would be the same as this. This was $300 with taxes. Cows are very lethargic today. It's quite warm. Like, it's quite melty. So yeah, I need this because I'm gonna be hanging the new gate on the front of the building, but I need to cut the rib on that tin and lay it flat. So I'm gonna slice it with this and then hammer it down and then mount the hinges on top of it. But if you can see, the rail hinge that I knocked up last night is already mounted, bolted right into the studs in the wall. And yeah, chain ready to go. Mrs. Piper Doug ready. I might need to hang a bar along the bottom of it to stop any wee calves sliding under through there, like when they're laying down. But, and yes, the twin number 2 is still there. I think my cousin, her brother, I think he's taken for the kids to be a bottle baby. So it's always nice to keep it within the family. So I'm gonna get to cutting, testing out this bad boy, because it's got one of these new finger grip locks. So I've never had one of those. And yes, it's got the guard on it, and I promised to leave it there at least for the day. Hey, Shuggy! Oh, that's 46. Suki's buried in the bale, so yeah. And the babies are up at the back. Babies always like to stay up in that back corner. That's why I blew some more straw in there. Tickety-boo. Okay. Next project. So this is us starting to make the holding pens in behind the maternity pen. So this will be east to west, so this will split the furthest north pen and then the next pen that's next to the maternity pen. So yeah, that's why I've got the bars pretty close together and pretty close to the ground, but just up off the ground, little legs. That way we babies don't get pushed underneath. It's big enough so babies can put their heads through but not crawl through, and it's small enough that the cows can't put through, and it's 5 feet tall, so that way cows don't think about trying to go over the top. So yeah, it doesn't take long when you drag a few sticks in to cut them up and make them disappear. So I am, all my little pieces of old bale feeders and stuff that I keep kicking around, that's all these spacers and things, that's where all those go. So I have buckets with, see, here's one here that'll get used because it's got a bend in it. I can't reuse that one. Well, I probably could, but I'm not gonna. And then, yeah, Toothless is not talking to me because I kicked it out of the shop last night. And then I have a whole stack in there. Most of that is good stuff though. They're straight, so I kept them there to fix bale feeders. But if needs be, I'll use them for short pieces and then just use the new steel for making the long runs. I don't know where that piece came from. It's all covered in rust, but it's straight and it was never used for anything, so it's now going to be part of a maternity pan. So we'll get this one knocked up, and then it's the two side gates that have doors in them. They'll be a little bit more complicated, so all these shorter runs will come in handy for that stuff. So but that's me done for the night. It is 1 a.m. and nothing was really cooking, so if I go back out and nothing's really cooking, that's us done for the night. We'll see you tomorrow in the daylight. So his turn to get tagged and bagged, and number 5 and number 6. So that's Agnes, little Aggie, had her baby sometime through the night. Mrs. Piper Doug found everything was all well. As far as I know, this is the only one that I know of that's a bull so far. I haven't checked these ones. Aggie's really good. She's not a pet though. Gotta watch not trip on these frozen poops and scare the cows. And then this is Miss Shadow. Hi, sweet girl. Is that your baby? Yeah. That is your baby. Hi, darling. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna leave you be. See, this is what we want. Yeah, we want them where you can do that and walk away. Hi, Sparkles, you keeping an eye on your pal? You do your thing, sweetie. So, if we can keep to at least 2 a day, 4 is what we shoot for the number we have. And that way we should be done the bulk of our calving in 6 to 8 weeks, which is our plan. Fingers crossed. Now, right now, dropping babies in this weather, that would be optimum. It would be so nice because we have no worries on these calves outside of just good mums, and I have a lot of faith in our cows. They've been handpicked by all 4 of us. I was telling somebody that right now our herd is 60%, hey wee star, 60% pets right now. PJ, Jet Star, this is her last calving. Yeah, sweetie, you're tired. You'll go to the penthouse though this time. So yeah, that's our aim, is that as we go on, almost every animal you can walk up as they're calving or after they're calving. Miss Elizabeth, Amy, and give them a hand. There's Freddie right there, Miss Lilith. So yeah, and that's the thing, is it's not like I do nothing else but just hang out and play with the cows. You know, I do get some other stuff done around here. I gotta weld that thing on. That's just doing my head in. They need cam. Maybe that's what I'll do today. Hey Elizabeth, should I go fire up the old 7-tree with the gen in the back and do some welding outside once I get these gates made up, eh? Oh, you don't care as long as you have food. So, just waiting for friend to come and pick up old Mouthy through here. Mrs. Piper Doug loves her gate, Charlie. Yeah, I'm just going to do a little bit of making a piece on the end and then welding the chain and all that stuff. And I'll probably put some extra bars on here because I didn't know whether I was putting plywood or bars. I think we'll just put bars. Make it a little bit more robust. I don't want a cow putting its head through here because it's a little too tempting. See, my rule is what all other gates are made as. That's a 9-inch spacing. Calves, it's fine. Cows cannot get their head through that. I know they'll try, but pardon me. No, that's just too much space. So we'll wait and see when Brandon gets here and get this little cracker off to its new forever home, because I was saying to Mrs. Piper Douglas, I said, you might want to tie the kids' feet to the ground when they're bottle feeding this one, because this one will plow them right off the ground. So yeah, as you can see, there's 3 cows in here now. You'll see one doesn't have a tag in her right ear. That's Squirts. She's not calving this year. She got her free buy. And I see another bit of choochie back end over there, one of the reds. Like I said, if we could have 3 or 4 a day, that'd be just fine. So I think that's Suki feeding right now. But the other one was just up feeding just recently, so. And that's where I'd like, when someone's buying a calf, I can show them where the calf came from and they can check the twin. That way that they know they can keep this calf and breed it if they want. High likelihood of twins too, so. Anyway, let's get going. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through how this whole system's gonna work. Yes, I've got to tidy this up because if we ever need to use the bypass, which I am not foreseeing ever letting any animals through here because I want them all to come through the head gate and then through these 2 pens. So it's set up ready. We've got the outside door ready. We've got the crowding gate ready. I've just got to make the panel that goes from here back to the wall more permanent. So sitting ready, and then we have our ivermectin sitting up here ready. So every cow that comes through will give a half dose. We don't ivermectin our animals on a regular basis, you know, like twice a year or whatever. We do them as needed. We treat them with the brush chemicals that way. But I want to start doing this now because I do notice some are starting to scratch pretty strong, some bald spots. So we're going to give them some ivermectin. And then, like I said earlier, I'm going to get the welder out and get that brush set up. So that one will be going, and then I'll probably set another one up on the outside of the barn here for the cows that are calved. So got our tags, got our box. Starting to get stuff set up in here because this is where stuff's for the most part going to live. I don't foresee this pen here being used a lot unless there's a storm. We'll either be using that pen and this pen, and if needs be the back pen there, but that should hardly ever be used, I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. But we'll get going. So I'm going to go and bring 36 in. She's an older cow. She needs her tags updated for, she's probably got 2 or 3 more seasons, so we'll give her new tags to keep her going. So okay, I'm chewing on one of the nut rings to make it nice and soft, and I'll go get a baby. So that's the first boy in the pen. So yeah, the first cow that calved that had the dead twins, she had a bull and a heifer, and like I said, they were both already dead. The vet said the calves are probably dead when she went into labor. That's why everything was all jammed and packed and blah 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 blah. So that's Suki. So Suki is a heifer. 46 had twin heifers. So she's got number 1. Number 2 is away off to its new home. Giggity. 36, she had a boy, Shadow, the one you saw me clapping right beside her newborn. She had a boy. I haven't checked Agnes yet. Agnes is not a tame cow. That's her at the back there. You can just see Shadow's the one closer. Agnes is not tame, but we'll just leave her be. I'll either process them later tonight or do it tomorrow morning with Mrs. Piper Doug. And then it'll be a surprise to us all, but either way, it's all good. Yeah, funny thing is, 36, she's been doing this long. Like I said, this isn't her last year. She's got 2 more years, probably. She's an older cow, but she just gives. She gives and gives and gives, and she's always one of the first half dozen to calve. Always makes big calves. Didn't even use this door. She walked right into the pen, so I just used the pen gate and shut her in, and she went straight into the headlock, and then I opened the back door. She went on out after I gave her her new tags, nice, crisp and clear, and then processed wee Billy Bob there, and now he's out there with Mama. So yeah, she got her ivermectin. I might grab a wee teacup or something and get Squirts, give her some ivermectin. Okay, I don't know where that came from. Anyway, okay, let's get on. Well, we'll see how this goes. So I doubled up the bars, and yeah, it looks crazy now. I just didn't want a cow to put her head through the top one and start messing up the gate or second one. So I doubled up the bars, and this gate is heavy now. So I'm just hoping those screw bolts into that stud, I was hoping that's going to be strong enough. I don't know what went wrong here. So I welded on the chain thinking I can just wrap the chain around and just, now that this loop is here solid, just click onto it, and it doesn't fit now. So that's it. It's an extra 4 inches just to get right tight to that there. So I might just end up putting another little bit of chain on there and get her done. I know it's not the prettiest, but that's strong. That's not going anywhere. Because you got all this, you got all that. And then I just threw some bits of scrap in there. Then having skinny bits doing that, that's gonna not protect anything. So these girls are all happy. Babies are good. So I gotta do a little bit of woodwork to get this maternity pen locked in. That way I get those bits of boards used up, and then I can start setting up to build the pens in the back. So, oh, as another night, as I believe, comes to a close. It's almost 1 o'clock. So usually if nothing's looking like anything, I will head to bed at 1 o'clock, and then the boss lady gets up at the crack of lacking, and then she goes and does a check, and if everything is good, like if anybody has calved but they're doing fine, she will just keep an eye on them through the cameras and let me know when I raise my weary head in the morning. So yeah, next project, because the barrier between the 2 back pans beyond the maternity pan is sitting there ready to go. I still got woodwork to do in there to lock the maternity pan into its position. I got to do that tomorrow. I can't do it at night because I don't have light in there, first and foremost, but I don't want to be hammering and banging in the yard. So yeah, this is the next one, if y'all can visualize this. It's kind of hard to, I'm sure most of you'll kind of get what this is. So there'll be 2 of these. They probably won't be the same measurements because the barn's kind of a make it up as you go type deal. But this will be almost entirely what the front of the other pan will be as well. So if you're inside the back pan, you're a cow and calf pair, you'll come from the maternity pan, and then you'll come in through this door into this pan. And then when you go to leave, you'll go out through that door and out the man door and into the corral. So, and this is how I do it. Like I learned from other people's projects. So I've found the sweet spot for corral panels and inch square tubing gates and such. 9 inches on center. So 8 inches is the gap between the bars. I should have stipulated that with young Charlie. That's why I had to go and end putting more bars in it. Now the gate is super heavy. So I was talking to Mrs. Piper Doug, I might end up putting a cable stay up to the building to hold the nose up so it doesn't put too much stress on the screw bolts into the stud. Because that should help. I don't even know what you're trying to tell me. Anyway, so yeah, so that's 9 inches to there where the gate starts, and then 9. And 5 feet from the ground to the top of the gate seems to be the sweet spot for cows. They don't technically want to jump. So, these are 51-inch gates. I don't know what they are across yet. I've run out of, this is what I use. I could probably go and get some 3/4 inch round rod, but there's nowhere near me that sells it right now, and I don't want to make a special trip. So all I do is I just buy bolts. That way you can thread a nut on to lock them on, you're done. Because I know if you get round rod, you can drill a hole and put a split pin, R-clip, whatever you want to do in it. But this is just what's accessible to me. Ooh. So, once I get the bolts and then figure out the hinges and then the double stack for the gate hinge part, then I'll know what this is to be. So I'm not cutting the rest of this tonight. So yeah, I doubled up the center post. So once I flip it over and do the stitch weld on the other side, that should be robust enough to hang the two gates on. It's not going anywhere. It'll have equal pressure on both sides. I might just see if I can buy those little weld-on latches, because for this, that's not a big deal. For the front door in the calving barn, that's a big deal. That one's pretty important because you're trapping an animal at that point. This one, you've got a cow-calf pair that are just spending the night inside, so this one shouldn't be so bad. So if I can find one of those deadbolt kind with like a 3/8 or 1/4 inch draw, that would be just tickety-boo for this. Saves me having to make up, because with this stuff, unless you're putting a 3/4 inch rod in it as the slide, if you put a smaller one there, it's too rattly. It just won't work. So I'd far rather just buy something I can weld it on. Done deal. So I will be doing that in the next video. So I'll be making up the internal gates. Once I do that, and then I weld the hinge posts on this part, then I can flip this over, finish welding this up, make the gates. That's what all these little bits will all get used up for, like center stays to strengthen the gate up. And yeah, so this one will hopefully be over there by tomorrow night. If not, it'll be done tomorrow night. That's what I was trying to say. Anyway, I'll meet you back outside, away from this. There's Lulu. Scally, Roo, Radar. Radar she's boobing up. So she's right on she's cusping. Where is Belle? There's Candy at the back. There's Belle. She's top of my list. So their due dates start tomorrow. So she's chewing the cud, just quite happy. So I think Belle will be first, then Radar. But knowing my luck, it'll be Peanut or somebody not even on my watch list. That's Butterball. That's the wee one that was attacked by the coyotes or the hybrids or something. But she's in calves, so we'll give her a go. Little Nikki. Hello, girls. So these guys all got Ivermectin today. I think I already said that. So yeah, I had to hide the Ivermectin jug inside my coveralls, and then just have the hose coming out of my coveralls like I was taking a pee, and just walked along and just squirt, squirt. Nice thing about them being so quiet. So in this pen, it's Eileen, is top of the tots on the watch list. She is a massive creature. Boys have calmed down. Boys were getting kind of riled up because there's a couple of cows jumping in the main herd, so I don't know whether there's a couple that have rotated out. But the good thing is that we did a tight bull season this year, so when we get to the end of May, whoever has not calved is not gonna calve. Okay, I'll bring you back. Yeah, so there's Shadow with her wee boy, and then there's Agnes's wee girl. So a boy and a girl yesterday. So if we can keep 2 per day, at least, we'll be done in 2 months. That would be nice tight group. I don't know, there's a couple of Ginny and somebody, she's got a pal over there. They seem to be doing a lot of following. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, I'm gonna shut her down for the night. Miss Leia. Hey, sweet girl. Hi, darling. I know, you're fou a cove. which is good. Oh, sorry, darling. Oh, JJ, how you doing, sweetie? And there's Doctor. Oh, I was messaging some of the YouTubers and watched a video where they calve out 1,000 cows, and their maternity barn is a 50-pen maternity barn. So at any given point, 24 hours a day, there's 2 people on duty. So they aim for around a turnaround, what do they say? At least 50 barn a day is what they aim for. So every day they take a pen load and they put them in a separate corral. So every day has its own birth date, every corral. It's just nuts. Those kind of numbers are just absolutely crazy. So yeah, we'll get back at this tomorrow. Hopefully get these wooden frames all finished up. I got started. I got a ratchet that's for it. It's sitting on a bit of ice, so I couldn't get it locked in. So yeah, we'll be putting a cable on this to hold this up, and hopefully see new babies in the ground. So I'm gonna bid you all a teddy bye from the Shire. Enjoy this weather, folks. Night night, girls.